Now let's shift our focus to Afghanistan, where the Taliban rule has brought devastating impact on Afghan women. Ever since their takeover in August last year, the Taliban has curtailed women's freedom and has not fulfilled any commitments regarding the education of girls and other rights for women. Women who hoped the Taliban would reform their extreme views have been disappointed by the new severe restrictions imposed on them. In the latest, the Taliban has ordered that Afghan women must cover their faces in public. Take a look. The Taliban has ordered yet another diktat that will push Afghan women into the dark age again. The all-male interim government on May 7th has ordered women to cover their faces in public.
الحمدلله در افغانستان 99% مردم افغانستان خانم‌ها، خواهرای ما، مادرای ما بدون از اینکه ما گفته باشیم یعنی خودشان حجاب را مراعات میکنند چون مسلمان هستند میفهمند که حجاب مایه عزت آنهاست.
A decree from the group's supreme leader Haibatullah Akhundzada said if a woman did not cover her face outside the home, her father or closest male relative would be visited and face potential prison or firing from state jobs. In retaliation, Afghan women took to the streets, raising their voices against recent restrictions imposed by the Taliban.
فرهنگ خود را تحت نام اسلام تحت نام ایجاد بر زنان افغانستان تحمیل میکنه. از 9 ماه حضور گروه طالب در افغانستان تمامی برنامه‌ها و اجندای گروه طالب مشخصا در مورد زنان افغانستان بوده، برای محدود ساختن زنان افغانستان، برای حذف زنان افغانستان از ساختار سیاسی و اجتماعی.
The group says the ideal face covering is all the encompassing blue burqa, which was obligatory for women in public during the Taliban's previous 1996 to 2001 rule. Most women in Afghanistan wear a headscarf for religious reasons, but many in urban areas such as Kabul do not cover their faces.
پیام ما است که حجاب خود رعایت بکنه طبق دین مبین اسلام. چیزی که اسلام به ما گفته امور انجام بدن دیگه نیاز نیست که امارت اسلامی یا کسی دیگه به ما دوباره تاکید بکنه.
Since their takeover in August last year, the Taliban claimed under its rule this time, women would be accorded every right within the confines of Sharia law. However, in the months that have followed, the de facto rulers have imposed harsh restrictions on women's education and their access to employment. In September last year, the Taliban government imposed restrictions on working women. Under this, the women won't be allowed to work with male colleagues. 3 months later, the Taliban restrained women from traveling alone if not accompanied by close male relatives. The order also stated that vehicle owners should refuse ride to a woman not wearing a headscarf. In March this year, the Taliban imposed restrictions to open high schools for girls, saying that they would remain closed until a comprehensive and Islamic plan was drawn up for them to reopen. Taliban's last-minute decision to shut school for girls was widely condemned. After their decision, the United States abruptly cancelled meetings with the Taliban in Doha that was set to address key economic issues. The crisis for women and girls in Afghanistan is escalating with no end in sight. Taliban policies have rapidly turned many women and girls into virtual prisoners in their homes, depriving the country of one of its most precious resources.
The Council has just been meeting to discuss the latest situation in Afghanistan following the regressive decree by the Taliban ordering women and girls to cover their entire face and body in public and banning them from going outdoors without a male chaperone. These are women who have grown up with the opportunities that they're entitled to, and that women in Afghanistan did not have 20 years ago. They've benefited from education, a thriving cultural environment, the ability to work and make decisions about their own future. 3.6 million girls were in school. A quarter of the seats in Parliament were held by women. women were 20% of the workforce before the Taliban took over. And now the Taliban is seeking to strip all of that away.
The Taliban regime has failed to earn recognition from any UN member state because of their rigid and transient mode of governance, their inability to transform their mindset on issues such as women freedom. Taliban government should understand that a country can't survive in the 21st century by pursuing a retrogressive and ultra-conservative approach. The eventual outcome of suppressing the freedom and creativity of a woman will be the erosion of Afghan society. Banning women's movements, curtailing all their freedom, health and education will augment frustration and anger among the Afghan women. In turn, the wrong message will be delivered to the world that the Afghan people are socially backward and can never live a normal